Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. You're watching Soul Connections. Sister Shivani is with us. Welcome, sister.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Many people are very, very grateful to the program and they thank you very much. There is a mail from a person who's married and has been married from 18 years. And he says that I've been married for 18 years and my wife is in love with someone else from the past 6 years. And they have 2 children. And he knows about it, and he's asking whether he should allow her to marry him.
In the present time, this is probably one of the most common problems that a lot of families are facing, where partners are having relationships outside their marriages. And the other person, and even the person involved, probably just doesn't know how to handle the whole situation. And obviously has an impact on the entire family, especially the children. So if we just look at why this happens, what to do if it happens, and then what impact it can have if we take a decision something like this, what he mentions. One is that we are all into relationships with the belief system that we're supposed to get love, get respect, get acceptance, get appreciation. It was always supposed to be coming from the other side. And then when we don't find it coming from the other side, forgetting very conveniently that it was not about getting, but it was about giving, what happens is at home, when you've been living together for quite some time, we tend to try to change other people a lot because of another deep belief system that my way is right, and for me to be happy, you have to be the way I want you to be. So at home, we try to keep on changing the other person, and which means we're not accepting them as they are. And which, in other words, in common language, you say, you're nagging me a lot. So it's basically lack of acceptance, and which means a rejection. Not accepting the other person as they are is rejecting the other person. And this can happen between a parent and a child, this can happen between a husband and a wife, a lot of rejection. And when you get rejection from family members, and somewhere else you find someone who's able to accept you as you are.
Telling someone, why do you do this? Is that rejection?
It is basically 2 ways. Let's say I find you sitting like this in this posture, okay? And suppose I feel that this posture would be very uncomfortable. And one is remaining stable and saying it to you that probably this posture is not good for you. It might cause pain in your knee. But I am stable. So I'm saying it just for your good. The energy is different. It's positive energy. But one is seeing you like this, I'm getting disturbed. And then I'm asking you to change. Then that change is not for you.
It's for me.
But the change is because my mind will become okay only when you change. So either I say it, or sometimes I can't even say it because the other person is fed up of listening to me saying it, but every time I see the person doing or behaving in a certain way, I'm creating those thoughts of rejection, thoughts of instability being created by me. Seeing you in a certain manner is sending energy of rejection because I'm not accepting you. If I accepted you, I would be stable. It's all coming back to our first basic thing, and which is my state of mind is in my control. It's not dependent on other people's behavior. That one wrong belief system leads to all these problems. Every time we come into an interaction with each other, especially if you look at a husband-wife relationship, And because I'm not being able to take charge of my mind, it's getting affected by every word and behavior of the partner. I'm constantly creating negative energy about the other person. This is energy of rejection. And if this gets too much, then the other person is moving away. But everybody needs acceptance. And now, if one person is getting this rejection from one side, and then finds someone else who's able to accept, appreciate, and that is respect, and automatically I tend to come closer there. I'm more comfortable.
But that's not the only reason.
That's how it begins.
Not necessarily.
Why
sister.
not?
It can be the opposite also, just a person is of that kind of nature.
Yeah, so nature how? Why nature? Because
he
the
can
nature
have the best of spouse. I mean, maybe supposing I have a very nice wife, in spite of that, I have got that kind of a nature to have relationships with a lot of women.
See, one is when you're talking in these kind of cases, you're talking at two levels. One is people who are getting into physical relationships, and one are people in this kind of a relationship that you're talking.
That kind of relationship can lead to this.
Yeah, but this kind of an email which has come, this problem that we're talking, that lady who's married, has 2 children, and yet has been in this relationship for 7 years and wants to go and get married. This is not one of those temporary things.
Maybe
this is something that has grown over a period of time. And the reason is because of some kind of not being happy in this relationship and then getting attached somewhere else. It will only begin that way. Most of the people whom we meet, especially women, who are into a relationship like this, and you ask them that you understand what the repercussions of this are, and yet you are doing this, what is it? And they say, at least there is someone who accepts and appreciates. The one standard line from everyone. At least there's someone who calls and wants to take care. At least there's someone who's concerned. So what's wrong? Don't I have the right to be happy?
That's very, very true.
This is how they are. They will say it. Don't I have the right? Shouldn't there be someone who should take care of me? This is the quality of energy.
That means today, nobody is taking care of anybody, what? Because every third person you ask.
You see, one is taking care is, what happens normally in a husband-wife relationship. You are taking care of each other, but you're taking a lot of care of each other outside. In terms of the husband's responsibility to earn, to get everything that the house needs, to get everything that the wife needs. And he feels, I've taken care. And the wife's responsibility of taking care is, just taking care that all the needs of the husband are met and the family is met. And we'll say it's taking care. But then we're taking care of everything outside. But internally, if we are stressed and we feel have this emotion of being rejected, then appreciation and acceptance from somewhere else becomes a very attractive energy.
Supposing the same problem, this same woman, if she had the same problem 50 years back, she would have never even thought of it.
Yeah,
she would have just lived like that.
Obviously.
A small little village, small problems. They would just accept and they find happiness in many other things.
Yes, but then again, now, we are under a lot of stress and anxiety compared to 50 years back, no?
But 50 years back, it was not possible also to do such things.
Right.
And also,
so the social acceptance was not there. Divorce was not thought of.
So still, at that time, she would have found something better, something else happiness somewhere else.
Yes.
Maybe with the children, neighbors, friends, or maybe through prayers or religion.
Yeah, but again, once there is social acceptance to something like this, once divorce is very easily accepted by society, then you find it an easy option. And what most of the people are saying today is, don't I have the right to be happy? We've forgotten about we are responsible for the happiness of the rest of the family too. And we've started saying, don't I have the right to be happy? And we've started thinking only about ourselves, forgetting the kind of impact that it will have on the rest of the family. Now what would happen in this case is...
Two kids.
Two kids. Now the lady
And
feels,
one is 13, one is 18.
Now this mother feels more comfortable, more happy, what she feels, in the company of somebody else. And that she feels is that happiness is coming from the other person. And then it makes you feel that I was not getting happiness from my husband, and now I will get happiness from this person, and then thoughts like this will start arising. Now once something like this is out in the open and the whole family knows about it, there's a lot of care that needs to be taken, because we can still heal this relationship in spite of the fact of all these kind of thoughts that are going on in the mind of the lady and probably also the husband. This relationship can still be healed, provided everybody involved starts creating the right energy. Most important, if we look at it from the perspective of the lady, or it could be a husband in another case, who is moving away, then that soul is getting negative energy from the family, definitely. And now when something like this is known to everybody in the family, what's the kind of energy that person is going to get?
Don't know. It's a very...
No, everyone's going to be angry. It's going to hate the person. It's going to doubt the person.
Kind of a disrespect.
Disrespect. Now, if the rest of the family really wants to get things back to what they were, the rest of the family play a very important role right now. Family and friends, anyone who knows about it. If they really want this relationship to work, they cannot afford to create a single negative thought about this person who's drifted away. Cannot. Any negative thought right now is only going to take that person away where we don't want that person to go.
It's very difficult.
It's very easy.
No, it's very difficult for the husband or the children to have the no negative thoughts for their mother, or the man for his wife, and when he comes to know about it.
We might say it's very difficult, but if we look at the bigger picture, that this is what we want, then we have to do it.
So if I want this, I have to do this.
I have to do this. It may be difficult, but that's the only way. There is no other way. This lady will just not be able to come back otherwise.
So what do you treat it? Treat it like some kind of a...
It's like, just look at it. It's a challenge that's come into the house. There's this problem. Somebody is moving out. We want to get them back. The only way is every single thought has to be right. Empathizing that she was in pain here and she's got attached to someone else, but this relationship matters to us, this person matters to us, and that's why, for the sake of our own relationships, not for her sake, if we're finding that difficult. We may be finding that difficult. If the husband, the parents, the rest of the family realize that for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of the family, for the sake of the children, if they want this woman back, they have to create the right thoughts, respecting that nothing wrong has happened. Someone was in pain and that soul drifted away somewhere where the person was experiencing healing. It's just a way of looking at it.
So why bring her back? Let her go?
Yeah, that's a choice. One, that's a choice. So first and foremost, you have to decide, do you want to make this relationship work, or you want to finish it off? You want to finish it off?
Definitely, if I was her, I would say, sure, I want to be where with the person I love.
That the lady would say, na? Yeah. See, one. Now if I look at it from the point of view of this lady who's thinking of moving out and getting married to someone else, and then the husband thinks that if he lets her go and divorces her and lets her get married to someone else,
she'll be happy.
She will be very happy. Let's think about it. Will she be happy?
Well, a person who is happy can be happy anywhere.
One, she has just broken off relationships from 4 to 5 people and moved away. The person she's getting married to has broken off relationships with a whole set of family that side and is getting married to her. When these two souls come together, they're already carrying a huge amount of guilt, both of them. Huge amount of guilt.
Aren't they carrying guilt right now?
Yeah, they're carrying guilt right now, but they still they feel what they're doing is right. But when they finally get, if they were to get married, they both are going to be carrying a huge baggage of guilt, huge baggage. And guilt is a very, very powerful depleter. See, when you come into a relationship, when two people come into a relationship, they have to have energy to give. A relationship means giving. A relationship means acceptance. A relationship means respect. But if I have a heavy baggage, I don't have much to give.
This
now,
is so wonderful what you say.
Two people coming and they're going to start staying together, let's say from today, carrying huge baggage. So they already don't have much to give
each other.
To give each other. Both of them have left about 4 to 5 people in the past.
Both sides.
Who are in pain.
Yeah.
This lady, if she leaves, the husband will be in pain.
The children.
The children will be in pain. Now, and a lot of pain.
Yes.
Not a little bit of pain. In fact, a constant pain.
One family here and
one family there. Now, two people get into a relationship and they're here together, and both of them are getting this huge energy of pain from 5 people on each side. Big depleter. Big depleter. So now you see two souls coming together, both in the mode of expecting more rather than giving. Both with the baggage of guilt.
But why do you call it guilt again when they are in love?
You don't think this mother will have guilt once she leaves her family and goes?
It's your point of view.
Don't you think she's attached to her children?
She'll say, fine, I'll go and meet them.
She will go and meet them, but when she sees them in pain, and when she knows that she is responsible for them being in pain, when she sees their personality getting affected, when she sees social pressure having an effect on them, wouldn't she know that it's because of her decision? And wouldn't she know that she is the responsible for what they're going through?
Maybe those two girls might hate that their new father.
They wouldn't even be a relationship that side. But there is this constant flow of negative energy going towards the soul. It might not, it could be of hatred, but it could also be because they're missing her. It's pain. They just cannot create a positive thought for her anymore if this happens.
And they're not able to answer the people around, school,
See,
class.
what happens is these children will definitely have an effect on their personality.
Peer pressure?
Yeah, they are at a very critical age anyways. Like you said, 16 and 13 or whatever. At this time, when there's enough of their own things to handle, children at this age have enough to handle of their own which they're not able to handle. And something like this happens, their strength, their support system has betrayed them, will be the belief system. Someone whom they depended on completely has betrayed them. At this age in life, they will lose faith in relationships. This is very critical. A child's belief systems are getting created. They will forget the concept of trust. They will not be able to trust people very easily because someone whom they trusted completely, a parent-child relationship, someone they trusted completely has betrayed. So they will not be able to trust someone very easily after this. It's a very big personality disorder. It's not a small thing. And this lady is responsible for all this happening to her 2 children whom she's obviously attached. So that guilt will definitely be there. So 2 souls coming together already expecting so much, carrying the baggage of guilt and then receiving negative energy from
both
people.
their families.
What energy or what strength or what power do they have left to give in that relationship?
They'll start fighting.
This thought which this husband is creating, that if I let her go and she gets married to this person, then she will be happy.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. Neither she will be happy, neither he will be happy, neither everyone involved. But even if they're able to think only for her and think that if they let her go, she will be happy, then please be rest assured that by letting her go, you are only writing a destiny of a lot of pain and misery for her. So if you really love her,
what do we do now?
We need to make this thing work. If we really love each other and we care for the relationship, let's not use this, the easier option. We think this is okay, let her go get married. No, the other option is a little more challenging. Like you said, it's very difficult to create a positive thought for this person now.
Yeah.
But that is the solution and it will work.
But tell me one thing. Isn't the husband angry right now? Doesn't he feel betrayed? Doesn't he feel cheated? Doesn't he feel, already he's in pain, and you're expecting him to bring her back with love, and you're expecting the whole family to treat this person as a patient. They're also in pain. And the man must be in anger.
Yes, he
hurt.
is. Yes, he is.
And he would just, maybe probably, even after she comes, he might think that I don't know how to bring her back.
But then that is exactly the thing, that relationships meant being able to create the right energy for the other person when the other person needed that. But we go into pain when the other person is in pain. So what are we going to do for each other?
You're talking. But what happens in real life?
But this will work in real life, and I can tell you it's worked for a lot of couples.
Don't you think the girls and the father are already feeling cheated, hurt, disillusioned? And do you think they respect her enough to go and, treat her as some kind of a patient? And why should they do it?
Exactly. Why should I do it?
Yeah.
I should do it if I want to make this relationship work. That's first and foremost, most important.
The first thing the husband will think, I will kick her out or maybe kill that man. That is going to be the normal.
That's exactly the thing. So we do not have the strength to heal our relationships whenever there is a slight crisis.
This is slight.
This is crisis, that's all.
This is not slight.
It all just depends on how you look at it. It's only a crisis which has come in the family, and it's the responsibility of the family to handle the crisis. Let's say this lady becomes a victim of a physical illness. She can, right? It could be a very...
But that is imagination.
No, let's see, suppose she is a victim to a physical abuse, a physical illness, a very critical illness, which is a very big challenge for the husband to take care of her, to, take her to the doctor every day, spend probably lakhs of rupees on her treatment, do everything. He has to neglect his business, he has to neglect his own health, but he has to take care of her. Would he do it?
Yes.
He will. Why? Because he understands it's a physical illness.
And this is what?
This is an emotional illness. And it won't require that much of strength as is required in handling a physical illness. It just requires one thought, just rising my thinking above the ordinary thinking, which is, I have to get angry, I have to hate, I will obviously disrespect, I will obviously doubt and mistrust. This is one way of thinking. And the other way of thinking is, let me take my thoughts slightly higher.
That's what he's doing. Otherwise, he would have never written this mail.
Exactly. So it's possible. We just need to change our way of looking at the situation. If we can handle physical illness, there could be people in our family who are ill for years. There could be people who are paralyzed on the bed for years, and the family is taking care. So if we can invest so much of time, money and energy when a family member is physically ill, can we invest some energy if someone in my family is emotionally ill? It only requires a little different way of thinking. Can't even call it a higher thinking, just a little different way of thinking. And which is, okay, this soul was in pain, she got attracted or attached somewhere else. Now, for the sake of making this relationship work, I understand she was in pain. When I understand someone was in pain, I start respecting the person. When I say she cheated me, she betrayed me, that's energy of disrespect. I understand. There was something probably missing even from my side, no? The husband would also have to say that. There was probably something missing, some dimension missing from my side, why this happened. So even I am responsible to a certain extent.
That part of story I don't know. Because he's written...
But you see, again, if two people in a relationship, married for 18 years with such grown-up children, if this has happened in the family, definitely both are responsible to some extent.
That I agree.
Right? Yes. So the husband would also have to take slight personal responsibility for what has happened.
Maybe 50%.
Whatever percentage, but some responsibility. And then the other respect is that yes, she was in pain, so this happened. And now I will heal this back.
So now I can do one thing to heal first of all, take my children in confidence, heal them first, tell them that we are all healers, three of us. Let's take this as a challenge and let's try.
Let's empathize.
Yeah.
Let's
try to bring her back.
It's not about bring her back. She is here. She's not gone anywhere. She is here, and we're only going to now help her to heal herself, which means we respect her, love her, understand her, and empathize her, rather than the other list of doubt her, hate her, betrayed by her. It's only a change of list, and it's very simple. And if the whole family took, it won't happen in one day. This will not happen in one day that they take this decision and she will change or he will change, whatever the case may be. Both the cases are involved in this situation. But if the family is able to be this constant support, basically huge amount of positive energy, if it flows from the family to this person, that energy pulls the person back definitely. Because anyways, this lady is going to be in a conflict. It's not very easy for her to take this decision. It's not easy. 7 years she's been in the relationship. She didn't get married to the person. So see the amount of conflict. So if someone is in conflict, that means they're still in two minds, whether to go that side or come this side. And if they have even one thought of coming back this side, and if you send the right energy, that right energy will pull them back this side. It will definitely happen. It's just that instead of thinking about them and what wrong they have done, let's think about ourselves. Let's think about what right I can do now to make things work. And suppose in certain cases, let's say not this, but in another case where there seems to be no chance of the person coming back and the person has moved away, even then I have to think only about myself, that what is my right thinking. Okay, the relationship may not have worked, or if somebody takes a decision, I don't want to continue living with this person. So if you decide not to continue living with the person, then with that you also decide what way you're going to keep thinking about that person. You know, sometimes people might move away and not live with each other, but internally they're living with each other in pain. Here, hating each other. That's damage.
In hurt, in pain.
That's damage. So just understanding that this was a karmic account and this is where it was supposed to be, and the person has moved away. Now I need to stop creating those thoughts of bitterness, because it affects me, the rest of the family, and it sends a lot of negative energy to that person, and in return a lot of pain from that side. So whatever may be the situation, the solution only comes back to me, myself, healing my thinking. If I change my way of thinking, magic can happen in relationships. Let's shift the focus from what they are doing, what they should be doing to make this relationship work, and let's shift the focus to what I should be thinking and doing to make this relationship work. Relationships are here. The way we start thinking, that will start manifesting outside. So it's possible.
Thank you so much, sister. I hope this magic works and this lady doesn't leave the house and she's back with her 2 children. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga Meditation Center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Om Shanti. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti. I'm a peaceful soul. Ye dwani mangal dwani hai. Om Shanti Om. This sound